Familiar foes with an unfamiliar goal. Elevation, restoration, rejuvenation, a way back. Past heroes have rallied to the call. For one, the final ascent. For the other, a reawakening. The first game is as important as the last, for only one is guaranteed passage. Let the battle for the championship commence.
Well, who'd have thought it? Two of Scotland's most famous clubs meeting together in the second tier of Scottish football for the first time ever. And with Hibernian also in the Championship this season, it's going to be the most exciting year in history at this level. The commentators at Ibrox were Andy Walker and Ian Crocker.
The Championship season starts here for Rangers and Hearts, and it promises to be a highly competitive campaign. First day results sometimes count for little, but not for these two teams today. They will be eager to lay down a marker. On a day when Rangers remembers one of its true greats, a player and a gentleman, Sandy Jardine Stan, and of course he had connections with Hearts as well, so it's fitting that his stand should be christened today. Last year, Sandy unfurled the flag. Today, that job goes to another true blue there, the current captain, Lee McCulloch.
At the opening game of last season, Sandy Jardine unfurled the Division 3 flag, and it was an honour he was immensely proud of. The Rangers supporters gave him a deserved ovation that day, and following in Sandy's footsteps this afternoon is club captain Lee McCulloch. The 2013-14 League One champions, Rangers Football Club.
The journey back continues for Rangers. From champions of the bottom division to champions of League One. What next? Let's have a look at today's teams. 4 ex-Hearts players line up for Rangers: Marius Saliukas, Lee Wallace, Ian Black and David Templeton, who starts after starring as a sub against Hibs. Chris Boyd is back for a second spell at Ibrox, Kenny Miller for a third. Nearly 200 Rangers goals between those two. Last season's top scorer John Daly is injured, Bilal Mosni is suspended. 2 former Rangers players line up for Hearts: keeper Neil Alexander and skipper Danny Wilson. Prince Warden and Mogaro Gomez are reunited. They were perfect partners in Dundee United's midfield under Craig Levine. Alim Uzturk and Osman Sow are other new arrivals. Callum Patterson is injured. Scott Robinson and Jamie Walker are suspended. New arrival Darren McGregor is on the bench for Rangers after leaving St Mirren at the end of last season. Keeper Scott Gallagher left Rangers for Hearts just last month. He is on their bench. These two met here on the opening day 3 years ago. Quite a lot has happened to them since. If you told them in 2011 that by 2014 they'd be meeting in the second tier of Scottish football, I'd have thought you were having a laugh.
Yeah, looking forward to the game, Ian, and you just wonder who's going to come out on top in this very competitive league this season. Rangers' budget would suggest they're going to walk away with it in a similar manner than they have done in the last couple of years, but if the evidence of the way Hibs played during the week in the cup tie is anything to go by, I think Rangers are going to find it really tough.
McCoy's first game as Rangers manager was that match against Hearts here 3 years ago. Little did he realise then quite what lay ahead. Zaliukas knocked on by Law. Wallace now. And Templeton is taken out.
Good play from Templeton. If you get constant fouls like that, you're putting pressure on your opponents. They'll pick up some cards, and he's got that ability to drift past players so easily.
Lee McCulloch, always a good bet for a goal. In between Boyd and Miller at the moment as Black sends it in. And McCulloch get near it, wasn't allowed to. Neither Boyd.
Well, I thought it was a really good delivery. If you see here, just at the end, no one getting a touch on it. Boyd hoping that the referee was going to give a corner, but played into that deep zone at the back post there.
Alexander sold a little short here. He's just about recovered, but that was some scare.
Always a problem when goalkeepers think they're good footballers. Neil Alexander, I think, shouldn't be looking to clear that. Just get it away, even with his left foot. Put it out for a corner, put it out for a throw-in. Don't try and be a footballer.
Sneak through, Kenny Miller. Oh, it's put over by Templeton. What a chance for Rangers.
I cannot believe he hasn't hit the target here. Miller does well to realise he's got more space. It's blocked from Ozturk. I can't believe he hasn't hit the target. There's no pressure on him. All he has to do is guide it towards the net. At the very worst, make Alexander make a save. That's a remarkable miss.
Glaring from David Templeton, with the goal gaping. Almost smiling at him. But over and out. One that got away for David Templeton and Rangers. That could have settled things down for them nicely. So, there's a powerful presence. Black as tenacious as ever. Here's Miller. Spreading it to Wallace. Templeton, tripped by Gomez.
There's a bit of focus and attention on Templeton, even with his back to goal. Hearts players getting close to him. This is what he can do.
Boivin intercepts. Boyd wasn't too far away from that.
Well, he's missed a sitter, Templeton, but I think Rangers have to feed him. They have to try and get him on the ball. I thought they lacked a bit of creativity during the week against Hibs. He's the type of player who can ghost past opponents, get balls into the box, get to the byline, offer a bit of penetration, and you really need to put a bit of pressure on him to produce that.
Wallace. It's another free kick. A handy position for Rangers. First yellow card was shown to Jordan McGee.
Yeah, I think Jordan McGee had been spoken to by Craig Thompson earlier. There are a number of fouls he's already committed. You'll need to be careful now for the next 70 minutes or so.
An opportunity for Rangers, for sure. It's Ian Black to take it. Powered away by McHattie. Not his best free kick. And as a result, there go Saliukas and McCulloch trudging back from whence they came. Foster. Cloud. Wallace. Black. Rooster playing a dangerous game there. It hadn't gone out. It's onto the roof of the net, and Rangers failing to make the most of that. Never looked like it was going to go out, really.
Well, again, I think it's a missed opportunity. Poor defending from Ozturk. There's no pace. on that ball for it to go out. Wallace does well. But look at that there from Templeton. He's got to give Chris Boyd a chance to get a header. I think earlier on you can see there that McGee bringing down Wallace. That's what warranted the yellow card.
Craig Levine back at Hearts as director of football. Osman So makes contact with Ian Black, the big man on the little man. And it's going to be a yellow card for So.
Well, I'm all for a physical game, but that was stupid from So. He knew he'd lost control of the ball, picks up a needless yellow card, puts himself under pressure. He knows he's not winning that. He just wanted to make contact with Ian Black, leave his mark on him, and quite rightly, with Craig Thompson just a yard or so away, picks up a yellow.
Osman So joins Jordan McGee in the book with almost half an hour played at Ibrox. Zaliukas slivered away from Lee Wallace. Wallace, Miller, Zaliukas, Miller, Black. Now Foster, McLeod ahead of him. McLeod spinning away from McHattie, in towards Boyd. Just crowded out. McLeod. It's covered by McGee. In the meantime has stayed down, and that's why Ian Black will kick it out.
Yeah, it was a bit late, the ball coming in. Both are actually sliding in for it. I think you might put it down to the conditions. McHattie coming in. Miller gets there first and takes a sore one.
Robbie Nilsson, who served Hearts so well as a player, one short of 250 games for them. McLeod, a foul by McHattie. He might be getting a card as well. He is. There's 3 Hearts players booked.
Yeah, I'm surprised that merits a yellow card. It's clearly a foul. I think McLeod here, his head gets on it, but I don't think that's worthy of a yellow.
Both full-backs have been booked along with Osman So. Zaliukas and McCulloch have joined Boyd and Miller as potential targets for Black. Black in, and it's Zaliukas who puts it just wide, close.
Yeah, I think just slightly too high for him. It's a decent ball into the box, but for Zaliukas where he is, I think it's just slightly too high for him to guide it towards the target. Kenny Miller, I think, frustrated that he didn't leave it, he was behind him.
Zaliukas, who spent 7 years at Hearts, in the Scottish Cup with them. McLeod. Wilson taking no chances in Miller's presence. Foster's throw, easily dispatched by Wilson. Lovely touch from Osman So. It's Carrick now. Some burst this from Hearts. And just needed Ian Black to sort things out sharpish. Templeton. Gomez for King. Warburn was tripped by Zaliukas. Just wonder if that might be a card. No, it's... Well, yes, it is going to be a card for Marius Zaliukas.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty cynical. Again, I think he realised he wasn't getting the ball. You can see the deliberate attempt as Hearts were going on the break. One of their central defenders out of the box, and I think he's quite happy to take a yellow there.
He's collected a few of them over the years. We're keeping a close watch on Osman Sow, and no wonder as McGee floated in. Went near a Wilson, but it was dealt with by Zaliukas. Wilson again. Oh, no takers. Some cross.
Yeah, I don't think Wilson can do any better. Lovely pass, shaped to take the shot here, Gomez, and found Wilson. He can't do any better than that. And actually, it's a touch at the front post. He can't quite guide it towards the target. Was it Öztürk?
So, posing again, Carrick. Carrick slipped, So's cross, and it was Nicholson who came in to meet it.
Well, again, that was down to Osman Sow on the halfway line, just not even winning the ball, but putting Foster off. Did so well to pick out his teammate there with a tempting cross. Nicholson could have done better.
Templeton. That header from Sam Nicholson was the first effort on target in this first half. Wallace with the cross. McLeod charging in. It comes to Miller. Öztürk sends it away for a corner.
Really had to get that right, Öztürk. Kenny Miller's pace driving beyond him there.
Elevation for the bright prospect that is Lewis McLeod as he goes across to take this corner. McLeod delivers. Touch from Alexander. Gomez. King, whose brother Adam left Hearts for Swansea City at the start of the year. It's a foul by Foster on Carrick.
Foster protesting his innocence, saying he didn't do anything there other than just the two hands in the back.
Here's King. To ground. The Hearts fans certainly appealed for something, a bit more than the players did. Wilson. It's so. Foster steps in. Strong into the half from Hearts. Gomez. Carrick. Nicholson. Gomez. McHattie now for King. It's a corner off McLeod.
Yeah, this was a minor claim, I think, that flick there. King get into the box and then Law making ever so slight contact. I think the referee got it right, it wasn't a penalty.
It is half-time. David Templeton really should have put Rangers ahead against his former club, but he popped his header over the bar and then failed to set up Chris Boyd for a chance. But Hearts are certainly having their moments as well. Half-time though, in this opening championship encounter at Ibrox, it's Rangers 0, Hearts 0. One or both of these famous old clubs could be back in the top flight next season, but that will take some doing in such a strong league. Have they got what it takes? It's Hearts who start the second half. And although the first half was engaging at times, there was only one effort on target, that header from Sam Nicholson. Both teams will be looking to improve on that.
Yeah, I think in terms of penetration, just a bit of imagination, we're looking for more. There are players who are capable on it. I think sometimes you have to accept a bit of responsibility. I'm looking at, you know, Rangers are at home. Certainly Templeton should get on the ball a bit more and try and make things happen. He's got that ability.
Osman Sow has taken a sore one. Ian Black sends it towards Lee McCulloch. Fends off McGee, now Nicky Law. It's a foul by Gomez. Useful free kick for Rangers right at the start of the second half.
Yeah, and I think sometimes these fouls can really prove to be costly. This is another excellent position for Rangers to get a really good ball into the box.
It's Nicky Law to take this one for a change. Now a corner for Lewis McLeod to send in. Here it comes from McLeod. McCulloch able to steer it goalwards. King. Come off Carrick.
Well, he's looking to the heavens. I think he knows he could have done a bit better. Maybe try and get a full head on it. Was a difficult one to try and control.
Foster. King. Played by McCulloch. Now Lee Wallace. Kenny Miller. Chris Boyd making a run, but it's stopped by Uzturk. Kenny Miller showing some desire, which always goes down well in these parts.
Well, Ian Black is struggling. I think earlier on when he played that pass, Ian, he just looked as though he was uncomfortable. He's gone down now, and Rangers are already making a change.
Ian Black's game is up against his former club. Kyle Hutton will come on to replace him. Hutton himself had a season disrupted by injuries last time around, and he played 10 times in League One. We'll be hoping to see a bit more action for sure. Ian Black will be gutted at having to leave the field. McGee, Gomez, nobbled by Templeton.
And again, we talk about taking responsibility. Hutton as well, and his young teammate McLeod. Rangers players, you're in the first team, you have to take responsibility and get on the ball. Make sure you're contributing to the team performance.
And McGee, who's on a yellow card, has caught Templeton.
Well, it's clearly a foul, but I think you're right, Ian, to highlight the fact that when you are on a yellow card, you can so easily pick up another.
King. Wilson's cross. Lee Wallace, well aware that Dale Carrick was right behind him. It's a corner for Hearts.
Well, he's complaining to the linesman that he'd felt 2 hands on his back. You see here as he defends this corner, you can see the Just a slight push there from Dale Carrick, but not spotted by the officials, and Hearts just allowing their big men to get forward here.
Billy King's corner. And it's in! And it's Danny Wilson, the former Rangers man. Well, start as you mean to go on. Hearts have the lead at Ibrox.
Well, that's how you meet a difficult ball. There's no real pace on it, it's just driven in, right into the heart of the box. And it looks as though McCulloch, it goes over his head. But Danny Wilson, the timing of it, he meets it so well.
And Jordan McGee will be replaced. Callum Patterson occupied the right back role in Hearts' first game of the season in the Challenge Cup, but he's injured.
I think that's sensible. He was on a yellow card, he'd made a couple of more fouls.
It didn't take long for Brad Mackay to concede a foul and get a yellow card.
Yeah, and had that been Jordan McGee, maybe Hearts down to 10 men. Sensible move by Robbie Nielsen there. It's a clear foul. Templeton does well. One touch to control, and then he's away. Cynical challenge. Quite rightly draws a yellow card.
Mackay becomes the third Hearts fullback to be booked in this game. Rangers have a free kick as they look for a quick equaliser. Nicky Law takes. Boyd felt he was impeded.
Really dreadful that they can't get a decent ball into the box. And you've sent everyone up there as a Lucas, McCulloch. Really aimless. Nicky Law's a far better player than that. $1,700 Hearts fans here at Ibrox, and they are loving it just now, as will those watching back in Edinburgh. Prince Boarban for Billy King. Mackay. Still worked out from McCulloch. Here's Nicky Law. Hutton. Wallace. Zaliukas. Foster. Rangers had to dig deep to overcome Hibs here in midweek. They must do the same now against Hearts. Strong challenge from McLeod on McHattie. Well, he knows they've got a way back into this game. He's got Kenny Miller, Chris Boyd. I don't think they're getting the service that they would hope for. There's a bit of frustration on Miller and Boyd. Normally they're used to balls coming in from the right and the left, but Rangers, I think, struggling to get any sort of penetration down the right or left.
McLeod then to send this in. McCulloch showing interest and claiming a corner. It is a corner. Rangers need a positive response to going behind to Danny Wilson's header. Everyone jostling for position in a crowded 6-yard box. McLeod, flicked on by Miller, McCulloch, Boyd trying to scramble it in, and somehow Hearts kept it out.
Yeah, desperate defending, but it worked for Hearts. Boyd frustrated again.
Close, but not close enough for Rangers, who will come back for more now with Kenny Miller. Lee McCulloch. Zaliukas. asking a lot of Templeton. Away by Mackay, but only to Miller. Miller won it back. Here's Lewis McLeod. Rangers fans on their feet. But it's put away for a corner by Wilson.
Yeah, he gave it away, Kenny Miller, but his hunger and desire, he won it back and he keeps Rangers on the attack.
McLeod tries again. Cleared by Carrick. Wallace pointing to where he wants Kyle Hutton. It's Templeton to receive it. Wallace issuing many an instruction to his teammates as the rain tumbles down at Ibrox. Almost an hour played. Foster.
Nicholson back there helping out. Foster trying to get to the byline but can't get the ball into the box. He did have the chance earlier, and it was Lee McCulloch actually who had a decent effort at goal here. Just at the front post there. Can't make a good connection, and Boyd also trying to guide it in with his left foot.
Cloud able to find Wallace. Free kick is given in Lewis McLeod's favour.
Yeah, and I think this is an example of just the intent. Had he left his leg there, it would have been a clear foul, no contact. But I think the referee's right to give a free kick to Rangers here. Again, very promising position. Will it be a shot at goal or a cross into the box?
Lee McCulloch and Danny Wilson grappling. Craig Thompson holding up the free kick for now as he has a word with them both. It's Nicky Law. And it's claimed confidently by Neil Alexander. He's hurt and so's Oster.
Just don't think there's enough quality on that ball. I mean, he's taking a hit here, Neil Alexander. And it's too high. There's too much weight on it. He's not giving any of his teammates a chance to really go and attack it. It's the goalkeeper and two of his own defenders that are always going to win that ball.
It's a sorry sight for Neil Alexander, who would certainly have relished coming back here to the club that he spent 5 years with. But he really looks in a bad way. And all around Ibrox, applause for Neil Alexander. Alexander, UEFA Cup winner in his time at Rangers, played in that final. So Scott Gallagher. He played the first 6 games of last season for Rangers whilst they waited for Cammy Bell to be eligible. Kept 4 clean sheets in those games. He's going to make an unexpected appearance. A quick return to Ibrox for Hearts.
Really has to expect a bit of pressure. Rangers, I think, have to try and take advantage of this.
There will be 6 minutes of stoppage time. The Rangers will be rather more pleased about that than Hearts. So, 90 minutes almost up, but quite a few more to come. Away by Mackay, here's Wallace. 6 minutes of stoppage time is confirmed at Ibrox. Miller, Nicky Law! He scores! Relief for Rangers! Just into stoppage time! They might have saved their opening day.
Well, he's just announced as the man of the match, and there's a few boos ringing around the stadium. Look at his movement here, he's not picked up at all. I think Ozturk makes the mistake, he goes outside the box. Look at Ozturk, and look at the way he goes here. Instead of defending the danger area, he goes outside the box. He leaves Nicky Law in isolation here, and to be fair, he takes a really difficult ball well. So often players will snatch at that, they'll go over the bar, and despite the attempt of Scott Gallagher, it ends up in the back of the net.
It looked for a moment like Gallagher would save it, but Nicky Law, who scored an extra time winner against Hibs here on Tuesday, has rescued Rangers again. But here's Osman Sow, and he scores! An incredible end to the game. Hearts hit the front again. What a start to their season! Victory at Ibrox beckons.
What an astonishing response. The Hearts supporters felt as though their team had given up 2 points here. And when you see the way that this goal is created, Rangers not close to the ball at all, but it's a wonderful take from Osman Sow. Zalukis can't get the block in. He's close enough to him, but he finds the perfect angle to get it through the legs here of Zalukis. He's trying to get the block in through the legs and right into the corner. Bell had made a great save earlier. He can't keep that one out.
10 seconds from the kickoff. A really classy finish from Osman Sow. But here's Wallace. Can Rangers come again? It's Kenny Miller. It's close, but Rangers needed more.
Well, here's Wallace getting to the byline, maybe the first real attempt in the game. It comes so quickly to Kenny Miller. He can't adjust quickly enough to get it on target. A remarkable few minutes here. There's a man who I think has had a terrific performance, and So's come up with what looks like the winning goal.
In the aftermath of Nicky Law's goal, Darren McGregor came on for Richard Foster, but there was quite a lot going on at the time. This is broken kindly to King. Halfway through stoppage time, still 3 minutes left. Rangers thought they had saved their day. Osman Sow might have decided otherwise. And he looks an excellent acquisition for Hearts.
Yeah, I think in terms of scoring goals and creating goals, he'll be a big asset for Hearts this season.
King. Here's Holt. Nicholson. Holt. There's been much to admire about Hearts. They're on the verge of a victory here, with the Edinburgh derby to come a week today. Osman Sow. Rangers with just a couple of minutes left now. That's only trickled for a throw-in. McCoy's side hold themselves level, but quickly found themselves behind again in extraordinary circumstances. Flicked on by McLeod, by McCulloch. Holt. Boivin is down at the moment. He's certainly put a shift in as usual. This will add more to the 6 minutes of stoppage time. Looks like Osman Sow might have had the last say on this opening day for Rangers and Hearts. McGregor.
Well, we know that our young players have got Premiership experience despite getting relegated last season. The new boys, So, Ozturk, seem to be fitting in well, and Hearts will be a team that will challenge Rangers all the way this season.
Danny Wilson will send that away. Free kick for Hearts will add to Rangers' frustration. He's been excellent against his former club. But Hearts on their way with a cracking header and has defended admirably for Robbie Nielsen's team. The game is almost up. Nearly, but not quite. Nicholson. Well, that will do for starters for Hearts. A victory at Ibrox. A few boos for Rangers, but cheers for Hearts. Osman Sow settled it in stoppage time, and that was just after Nicky Law had equalised for Rangers. But Sow decided to have the final say. Danny Wilson had put Hearts in front, and it was immense at the back, and 1,700 Hearts fans are going to milk this moment, and you can't blame them. The revival off the pitch is well underway at this famous old club, Hearts, and they're looking pretty good for a revival of fortune on the pitch as well. Rangers, who didn't lose at all in the league last season, lose on the opening day of this campaign as the young ones of Hearts go to take their bow, and rightly so. It's finished at Ibrox. Rangers 1, Hearts 2.
Danny, how big a win was that for Hearts?
It was a good win for us. We're not going to get too ahead of ourselves. It's a long season, but you know, we worked hard today. We know we can play better, but 3 points is the most important thing, and it's not easy to come to Ibrox and do that, and we've managed to do that today.
What were you thinking when Rangers equalised?
We know they'd had a spell of pressure, and you know, sometimes, you know, if they keep knocking on the door, they're going to get the goal. But you know, the big man, you know, he's been brilliant since he came in, and he took his goal brilliantly well, and we're ecstatic for him, and we're all delighted with the 3 points today.
Osman, talk us through your goal and what was going through your head when you were through on goal.
Just hit the post, and that's it.
How big a win was it for Hearts, given the goalkeeper went off, Rangers equalised late on?
Yeah, it's important to get points in early in the season, and 3 points first game is what you want.
Robbie, just how big a win was that for you in your first league game in charge?
Yeah, it was great to come here and get a victory. You know, I thought we knew what the game would be like. You know, we knew it would be really, really hard for us to come here. They're a really good team, good atmosphere. Obviously, we're getting the league flag and the Sandy Jardine stand as well. We knew there was going to be a big atmosphere here today, and we were going to get after it in the first half. So we kind of rode that storm. Rangers had a few chances, and to be honest, we rode our luck a bit, but sometimes you need that. And then we knew the game would open up a little bit in the second half, and we managed to get playing a little bit more and starting to get in the areas where we know we can hurt people. What does it say about the character of your team, given that the goalkeeper goes off injured, you concede late on, and you still got up the park and score? Yeah, I know it was. You know, to lose the goal towards the end was disappointing, but they showed fantastic character to come back again. You know, this is the easiest place in the world to fold. You know, to lose a goal, the crowd get behind them, 10 minutes to go, and players can fold. I've seen it happen loads of times, and you've got strong characters in there, and it'll set them up for the rest of the league, because you know, to come back again and score another goal was fantastic. So happy with them. Ali, how disappointing was that today?
Extremely disappointing, to be honest. The result was, I don't think we deserve to be beaten without playing really, really well. But as you know, the second goal was indefensible, really, the defending at it. First goal was very, very poor as well. Free header for Danny. But you know, when we score the equaliser, you know, I'm expecting us to put them under some serious pressure for the last 5 minutes. And they took a kick off and went through our defence and scored. Unacceptable.
A case of concentration then?
Absolutely, 100%. Looking at the game again, which I obviously will do a couple of times, I don't think they've breached us an awful lot. We've missed some chances, dear me. First half header and 1 or 2 chances again. And if you don't take them and you lose concentration and switch off, then you'll get punished, and that was the case today.
How tough a league do you think this will be, given you've played Hibernian and Heart of Midlothian already? What's your thoughts now looking ahead? It's
exactly what I thought it would be. A very, very tough league with some good teams in it. Hibs obviously a hard-fought 2-1 victory against Livingston yesterday. There's nothing in the first 2 games that's surprised me or we've been shocked by. We're very well aware of the step up in quality of the opposition. And they'll make it tough for us, but which you would expect, but we'll be ready and we'll keep going and we'll be all right.
Well, after that breathless start to the season, we have 3 more games to come this week. We move to the Premiership on Wednesday with the Scottish Cup holders St Johnstone taking on the champions Celtic. And then Celtic unfurled the title flag on Saturday before they played Dundee United. And we are back to the Championship on Sunday with Hearts taking on Hibernian, the Edinburgh Derby, midday on Sky Sports 3. And Hearts have laid down a huge marker in the race for automatic promotion in the Championship. And next up for them, it's the Edinburgh Derby. Bye for now.